Hey there, Mount Air First Christian Church followers. Welcome to another episode of On the Shelf here at the First Christian Church. My name is Darren Dolacek. I am the interim pastor here at First Christian Church. And this is the series where we take just a few minutes to emphasize some of the titles that we have here in our church library. One of our missions here at First Christian Church is that we would be a people who know God truly. Know him as he truly is to be known. And one of the great ways to do that is to read books about him. And so we have undertaken to really revitalize, breathe life into our library here at First Christian Church. And so this is our effort to emphasize some of those titles for you. They are free for you to come and look at, sit down in the fellowship hall and read, or check out and take home with you. And so we're hoping to just highlight some of these titles. We've gone through several of the different sections that we've added to, but I've yet to mention really this little section here on just standard Christian living books. This isn't systematic theology, it's not fiction, it isn't biography. This is just these are just books, titles written to help the Christian navigate various issues and various things in their life. Today I want to emphasize this book here by Paul David Tripp. Paul Tripp is a very popular writer. We like a lot of his stuff that he does. And this is one of his newer titles on a book called Suffering. And it's Gospel Hope. The subtitle is Gospel Hope When Life Doesn't Make Sense. And so I thought it was apropos to this season as we release this video. This is being taped during the coronavirus outbreak or worry in 2020. And so I thought this was a book that was very fitting to highlight in our On the Shelf episode. He says a lot of great things in this book, but just to highlight a few of his sayings, I'll read this section here out of the Comfort of God's Grace. You are not defined by your suffering. Yes, you must work so that your travail doesn't become your identity. The things you suffer are powerful, difficult, life-shaping experiences, but they do not define you. If you are God's child, you carry the full meaning of that identity with you, no matter how hard life is and no matter how weak you feel. Your identity is not the result of circumstances or your achievements. It's a gift of God's grace. You didn't earn it, and there's nothing you can do to lose it. Embedded in your identity as a child of God are wonderful comforts, just the kind of comforts that every sufferer longs for. We have looked at the first of those comforts, the comfort of God's amazing, right here, right now grace. As we suffer our way through this groaning world, we will never stop needing his uncomfortable, intervening, unstoppable, providing, and inseparable grace. And the good news is that the supply of that grace will never, ever wear out. That's on page 142, ending of his chapter of the comfort of God's grace. And also I thought this was very beneficial in the chapter on the comfort of God's sovereignty. This is on page 170 of his book. It says this: yes, we all live in moments, locations, situations, or relationships that seem to be spinning out of control, but they are not out of control. Yes, they are way beyond the scope of our control, but they, under the rule of the one who is not only in complete control, but is also perfectly good in every way. By the grace of the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, God is your Father. He exercises his sovereignty with a father's love for you. He hears your cries for help, and he stays near, and he is always reachable. He has authority you will never have, and he exercises it with a wise and loving heart for your benefit and the benefit of each of his children. Incredibly comforting words from Paul David Tripp. in this book on suffering, gospel hope when life doesn't make sense. So I encourage you to come and look through our titles here, grab one to take home, and enjoy, or just what we have worked hard to make available for you. So I hope you can find something to read that you enjoy. And until next time, happy reading.